right? I think. Why is it every time I start the show, it's like I'm always just afraid that something horrible is going to happen? Like, I think I got it this time. Is it that
What are you afraid of?
I don't know. Is it, do I do too much with this computer, or I'm staying so far away from it, or is it, I don't know what its temperament's going to be because I've been around it in like a month? Or is it, all right, I hope I got it this time? Like something catastrophic happened the time before?
You think your computer's out here on some waiting to exhale stuff?
I mean, maybe.
You know something? I'm going to tell you this. Hit the stream button and then run these ads so you don't have to run them.
Yes, please do. Anywho, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everybody to another episode of Tech.
Wait, did you do the thing though?
Yes.
Has that already happened?
Yeah, I do that during the intro screen. That way it doesn't cover us.
Well, I mean, listen, I had no idea we were panicking about things that went wrong, so I started going through a checklist of everything we have to do before the show. This is why you don't do these things to me.
I know. But again, yes, welcome everybody to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for Thursday, June 9th, 2022, second week of Pride. How are y'all doing? This week, of course, you're joined this week by your host, Marcus Major Lennox Summers. I'm joined this week and every week, Kevin Kev in the builds and mighty Morphin Kevin.
Mm-hmm. The original Black Ranger. How you doing? What's good?
Meanwhile, in LA, we have Senziak in the building.
Greetings and salutations, girls, gays, and theys. Happy Pride.
Boy, this week, it's been a week.
I don't know, y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna say this because I have questions. I actually have an opening question for you two this week.
Okay.
So I know that we've had at least 2 runs of like running list of games. We did like a big thing today, for like indie games. Evolver Digital was like on the scene and all this other stuff. Like,
I don't have those lists, so if you have them, let me know. I only grabbed the Summer Games Fest list.
And that was also a thing. So in the realm of gaming, y'all ate well this week.
I'm going to tell you.
And I want to know if you two had opinions about those, because I have been busy elsewhere and unable to watch them all. I've just caught like some of the highlights via the good people of Twitter.
I have not been able to see any. So we talked about the PlayStation stuff last week.
Yeah.
I will not know what was announced this week until we get to that list. I just pulled that list up as I was getting things set up for the show. So I have not even looked at it. I don't know what was announced today.
Okay.
Because I was too busy. One, I forgot. There was a thing today. I was thinking about the Microsoft Bethesda one on Sunday, which, hey, we might have some I might have some information for later on in the show. Yes, I might do a thing. Because at least Microsoft won't demaka my shit.
We'll talk about that. That will be featured later in this episode.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out that, yeah, I thought I ran that 3-minute ad. I could have sworn I did, but I may have ran it too early. Because I am seeing an ad coming through in about 20 minutes, and I'm kind of bummed. Anywho. Yeah, I've not seen the games that were announced this week, so I don't know what that. I hit the button though. I did hit the button. It was just too early, apparently.
I ain't say nothing.
Because remember, I was streaming up to a certain point before, then something on Windows crashed.
Yeah.
And I guess that reset that timer for me, and I wasn't aware of that.
Mm-hmm. He's like, he's seen the button. He pushed it. He waited. It was too early. Oh!
Yeah, and it's like nothing you can do about that. I can't run 3 more minutes of ads. There was nothing I could do. I thought I waited, but I didn't.
But do continue.
But yeah, I mean, off of the Sony stuff alone, I feel like yeah, I'm eating good. I can't wait to see what else was announced this week. But if you've looked at the document for this week from a platform perspective in the computing world, I feel like I'm eating good. And like what I have on this list for the tech stuff is just a small sample of everything that came out. But before we get into that, Kev, how was your week?
Exhausting. Like, I mean, it's like I ain't never been as busy as I ever been busy these like last 2 to 3 weeks as I have these last 2 to 3 weeks. I'm telling you, like, people be coming out the woodwork and be like, "Hey, let me tell you what I need," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So, for the basic thing, my mom's birthday is this weekend, so that's awesome. So she's like, "Yeah, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out to dinner. So I would like dinner in." And I'm like, "Bet." And so we go in. So I'm gotta go. So now tomorrow I gotta go run errands to get everything ready for the meal. Then it's like all the conferences are starting to drop. Then it's like I had yard work for the last 3 or 4 days. Then it was like client work would come through. And then I've been working with the awesome Aaron. And so getting everything together with that on top of that, and then trying to be a good host by hosting some episodes of the very interesting show Put a Ring on It, which is like The Ultimatum, but with therapy. So, and black folks. So, so very interesting. Very good, very interesting show. So it's good that your host is a therapist, so that they can kind of like give you like, context about what's going on in their romantic lives, as opposed to, a washed up boy bander and his wife and his second wife. Yeah. So, cause yeah, when I think about love, long-lasting relationships, I think about the Lachey's. But anyway, so I, I watched. So been hosting that, watching Obi-Wan, watching this really cool show called The Quest. I think Sen might like it. It almost has like a Legend of the Hidden Temple style feel of it. Meets like 10 Kingdoms, or like it's like either 10 Kingdoms or yeah, I think 10 Kingdoms is a good way. But it's basically like a show where they get all these like teenage kids and they throw them in this world called, I think, like Everrealm, and then they go off and do adventures. But then it's like this continuity, this continuous story, and there's a lot of melanated people in it, and I love it because it's high fantasy with melanated people in it, which I love. And so we've been watching that, and Obi-Wan. Again, a lot of melanated people in that show as well. So yay melanin.
Fuck
yay
them
melanin.
Haters. Fuck them haters.
Fuck the haters.
Fuck
yay
them
melanin.
haters.
Exactly. Moses is doing a good job. You'd be like, "Girl, you doing a good job. Girl, you doing a good job. Girl, you."
What's funny about this is, are we talking about Reva from Star Wars?
Yes.
She's doing a good job.
Major, we're just going to make a slight adjustment to how I sound, so I want to prepare you for that this time.
Okay.
I want to prepare you this time.
Okay. Brace.
If you thought Anakin was a well-done character, or that Kylo Ren was a well-done character, or that General Grievous was a well-done character, but have a problem with Reva specifically, you're racist and we're just going to go ahead and say that to your face.
Ooh.
That's all. That announcement is done. Y'all went through, well, the character just wasn't well done or believable, or like, homie, someone had a branching lightsaber with a hilt. What do you mean?
I mean, literally a propeller, like lightsaber.
Y'all are just out here like nasty and gross for no reason, and y'all thought Adam Driver did a good job here.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck out.
Right.
The one bit of casting that upsets me is the fact that Han from Fast and the Furious is one of the brothers.
It's brother, yeah.
And it makes me sad just a little bit. Because, like, why are you a bad guy? Don't be a bad guy.
Yeah, why can't we see? Yeah, why can't we see your handsome face?
Also, the fact that he sounds like Benjamin Wong.
Yeah.
Because y'all like, it's just the way that y'all are just exhausting with the way that y'all handle black people in Star Wars. You didn't want a black good guy. Right. You don't want a black bad person either. Like, y'all have an issue with literally everybody except for literally Quincy Jones.
I mean,
Please.
I'm just loving the fact that she at least just does not sound like a Brit.
No. She's killing it. Literally, she's killing it. And I love her. And I love the fact that she has braids, and the braids are immaculate.
And I just want to know where's the braiding salon in this galaxy? That's what I want to. That's where I want to go. Let's see where that is.
One word: droids. Next question.
Ah, damn it! You're right. Forgot. I was just hoping, like, on a Death Star or on a Star Destroyer, like, there was just like an African braiding salon just sitting in there.
Yep. I mean, yes, but also droids.
That's just what I want. I just want that. Look, if they can have fucking Spot from Boston Dynamics in one of those fucking shows, we can have an African braiding salon. I'm sorry. Just gonna put it out there.
Yep. But I just love that show, and I love the fact that, like, Star Wars was like, yeah, fuck you guys, you acting up, and I'm like, when Daddy Ewan has to come in there and show you your ass, you done fucked up, and then like, but wait, not Gina Carrero, because she's a turf, and she got fired, so one person is doing a good job, and another person fumbled their bag.
Was it that she was a turf, or was it a Nazi sympathizer?
I think it was a little everything. Oh, it was
because I could have sworn, it was the Jewish comments.
It was a mixed bag of gross. That's what it was. It was a collective of everything. It's like if you know, she said really rough things, and again, it really comes down to, Are you coming in defense of a black woman who has done nothing wrong but just be black, or are you coming in the defense of somebody who is a horrible person who fumbled their bag? They fumbled their bag, and they were easily replaced. And Cara Dune was an easily replaceable character.
I went and found the interesting thing here. Very specifically, I do believe it was after saying a number of things that were specifically anti-Semitic.
I don't want to cheer that. I mean, don't mind me. I like being right, but
apparently decided to season a series of tweets with a comparison between being a Republican in the U.S. and being a Jewish person during the Holocaust, because those, for whatever reason, seemed like comparable things to her. They're not.
No.
I just want to be clear about that to the audience here.
No.
And so she fumbled she fumbled her bag.
It's just so easy to shut up.
And President KK was like, girl gone. We don't need you. You know, we can literally write you off the show. You are an easily replaceable character. You see Pedro messing up his bag? No. The person that played Armorer? Nope.
They're just listen. On the one hand, it's
Mhm.
always nice when people self-report and the trash just takes itself out. But
Yes.
also, there's a whole lot that y'all would benefit from if instead of trying to be in everybody's face and being liked, you just went and did your job, took your Gucci bag, and went back to the house without speaking to anyone else. Least of all the internet, just be like, something, this movie was a lot of fun. I hope to be able to do another one in the future. And keep it moving.
Sometimes you just gotta keep it pushing. I'm like, did Sasha Banks fumble her bag? No, she didn't.
Something else coming out. Oh, I know Miss Marvel is out.
Yeah, Miss Marvel is out. I have not watched that yet.
Sit down and check that out. No,
Yeah,
something
on the list.
else.
Marvel or Star Wars related?
One or the other, I think. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
Now,
the only other thing I can remember about anything related to a superhero movie is that Morbius retreaded enough because people memed it for it to end up back in a movie theater and then for it to flop again.
I mean, I feel like that in and of itself was the meme.
For Morbius, because people kept making...
that in of itself is the meme.
Is yet another meme because people kept talking about wanting to morb and they got so viral that people were just like, maybe we should put it back in the thing.
I had no idea that it was becoming a meme. I was like, yeah, they won't put it back in the movie because they will put it in theaters. Because to me, like, what meme? Who's memeing this? Nobody's talking about this movie.
So, like, the thing is, people weren't talking about the movie. They would take the word just morb and kept, like, putting it into words.
Again,
where it doesn't apply. So that was the
it.
thing. I just kept watching this. It's just like feeling the urge to morb or the mighty Morbin Power Rangers or some other nonsense like that. And they just did that almost daily for like a month. Right. And they were just like, maybe we should put that back in the movie theater.
No,
that wasn't the cue. We were just having a little kiki, a little joke time.
Right. We were just.
You didn't have to do that.
We were laughing at your pain, laughing at your sorrow, laughing at you.
And now, like Jared Leto is the headliner for like a movie that has failed cataclysmically twice in a row.
It's like Biden coming out and campaigning in Georgia and say, I won Georgia 3 times.
Let's not do that. But you right. Because I'm just like, how did you fuck up a movie about vampires? That bag will basically give itself to you. People will sit here like day in and day out thirsting over vampires and werewolves. And you managed to fuck that up twice consecutively.
Yep.
I mean, Jared Leto didn't fuck it up twice. He fucked it up once. He couldn't help that they put it back.
Mm-hmm. That was Sony's fault on that one.
Damn it!
Now we just gotta wait for the Kraven the Hunter movie to come out.
I swear I cannot remember what the fuck it was. I don't know. Anywho,
was it She-Hulk?
No. It's bothering me. It's really bothering me.
Mandalorian season 3?
No.
Was it Star Wars or Marvel related?
Yeah, I don't remember. And it sucks.
Andor?
That's it. Yes. That's what I'm waiting on, baby.
Yeah, because I was like, what? First of all, I never liked Andor, but I'll watch it because Star Wars.
Dude, Star Wars spy thriller. Come on, man. Like James Bond in a galaxy far, far away. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like Tehran in space.
Mm-hmm. Like Argo in space.
Yes. The Americans in space.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Like, they showed that trailer. I said, this looks dope as shit, man.
Yeah, that's
And then
kinda
I
what
read the
like.
description and it's a like spy thriller. No,
Yeah. But
day
see, that's
one,
why.
I don't give a shit where the fuck I will stay up till 3 a.m. and when they put it on the service, I'm watching that shit second one.
Right. So that's the part that I liked about Rogue One was them actually actively had to go get the plans for the Death Star. So I was like,
I might watch that again.
yeah.
Rogue One was actually decent.
Mm-hmm. It set us up for the rope-a-dope for what was to come. And not much.
Damn it, I kind of want to watch all the Star Wars movies again.
I mean, I got as a Star Wars fan, I won't tell you no. But yeah, that was the end of my day. That was in my week.
Fantastic, because yes, because I did a bad, I have to run an ad.
Uh-oh.
And we'll see you in 30 seconds.
I did get a list of everything in the Sony State of Play if you want to see
Well,
if you
we
need that
did.
list of things.
Well, we did that one last week.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last week. I was able to catch that one. Because your ad's not in my house. Ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm. Woo! Billie Eilish.
Yeah, don't be out here. Don't get caught out here like Elon Musk and not pay for YouTube Premium. Ruin. I do not know. I don't think so. I don't think it's that strong. I think it's more or less like anything that has to be pulled from a server, like any ads that are being pulled from a server. Like, I'm not sure how. I think Twitch's ads are being run through video.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like the times in which I've used the Pi-hole, I've had Twitch Turbo, so I don't have to worry about that part. Now that the ad is over, welcome back everybody to Tech Talk Thursdays. We're gonna find out how Sins Week has been.
Since week has been a lot since our last time being here. So a couple of things. This weekend, you can pick up keys. That is a thing that happens this week. Also wrapped up the season finale of a tabletop stream that I've been in this week on Monday.
Awesome.
And ended with the city on fire and me in need of employment. So that is a thing. Got that going on.
Wait, this isn't a
And
tabletop game, right?
it is a tabletop game.
Okay, because I heard that part spaced out for a second, then heard that you were in need of, like, something was on fire and you were in need of employment. Like, wait a second.
That was the thing that was the thing that happened during the game.
Yeah, I had to throw the K away. I said, okay.
Okay, no, you're good. So we did that. I taught my first of my last 2 salsa classes being here. So that was fun. Just got to hang out with everybody and dance for a bit, and that was nice. And then went to Target and went to go buy a new razor because story time. The sink in the bathroom that I'm in had a little like drain plug item, you know, the metal thing that you use to stop the drain, was rusting because it was old. But I'm just like, you know, someone needs to replace that, but it's not me, and the person who did that is apparently not here. And went to go clean the blades for one of my shaving razors, and it fell down the drain. But I have this big base for it that's supposed to be a cleaner for it. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So I went to Target last night to buy a new thing to replace it. Found out that the shaver I bought also fits into the old base that I already have. So now I have a way to clean it, and that means I don't have to spend like money, because buying an exact set of razors like the last ones I had was like $100 and something for no good reason. The shaver I bought was on sale for like 40 something. So it saved me like a good $150. I'm not upset about it. So yeah, I took the time to shave today because I was just kind of like, I feel like a wolf. So we did that. And yeah, we just got writing projects to do, a lot of road trips to make, and, you know, I guess boxes that I need to go and get. We're at the stage where I'm now thinking about boxes.
Noise.
But the internet, the electricity, and the water, all good to go. Like we already set those things up. That's going to be done before I even arrive. Very much looking forward to like not having to deal with that part of things.
Good. Let's see. For me here, I discovered firsthand another thing that everybody has been griping and complaining about with regard to the pandemic and supply chain and all this other bullshit. It is hard to find cars. I don't know why I want a car, but I do for Father's Day.
It's not that you. I think it's not somehow something major. I feel like it's not that you want a car. It's that you're just like, I feel like we're in the point of the timeline where I need to upgrade something, and the car is just the next thing on this list of things.
Right.
That is exactly it. Like, I really thought long and hard about what you just said days ago and was like, well, fuck it. My iPad is state of the art. My monitor, I upgraded my monitors. Like, see, my computer is good. I've got dope ass Mac. I know I'm got a Mac Studio coming up in a few months. Fuck, I got an Xbox 4K TV. Fuck, what can I do? Car. And only because of the fact that cars appreciated. For the first time in probably ever, a car, anybody, like a regular car that you can just buy off of a lot, will probably appreciate in value once you drive it off the lot this time. Cars don't do that. And that's what's kind of got me excited. So, yeah, there was a bit of that, trying to find a car that I really, 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 really want. And yeah, it's like, nope, we ain't got that. We ain't got that. It's just very basic cars or very expensive trucks. It's really a bummer. Mm-hmm. Shit, I even went to look for a Ford Maverick. Nobody's got any of those. Mm-hmm. But I think I was able to find. I think I was able to find one. Still working with the dealer to try to, because now you got to fucking reserve shit. Like what it shows us, like, nope, here's money. Don't make a move. It stays right here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I finally got something going on with that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know, but honestly, for me, like, because it's something I really don't need. It's a thing of like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not. Let's see. This computer. So for those who may have noticed, yes, we were running a little bit late today, and that's because of the fact that, hey, this computer only has enough software on it to run the stream and nothing else, because I reinstalled the operating system 2 days ago, and because of just exhaustion and medication, I don't feel like getting off of my couch to do anything after work. But yeah, we got operating systems reinstalled. There's probably some drivers and stuff I need to put on here for the manufacturer as opposed to what Windows gives me. We are also running Windows 11 again, because when I ran the updates for Windows 10, I was like, hey, we're just going to download Windows 11. Not sure how you feel about that, but we just going to do it. So I was like, sure, why not? Okay, fine, do you. But yeah, it's pretty much. I don't think not much happened. Yeah, this is cool. It's been nice, chill thing. I'm just been chilling. Well, let's say, hey, it's getting late. Let's get some of these tech news. Of course, we've got some Summer Games Fest stuff to talk about. We've got CEOs who are obviously doing the most CEO thing ever, and boy, I really wish I could just punch him in the fucking face. Microsoft is finally doing the thing they should have been doing before. And so
It's
much
kind of
shit.
like, not you out here being like, I mean, you late, but okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's that.
Because I mean, when it comes to corporate stuff, you're right.
Yeah, we got all that and more. Let's start off with some of the tech stuff. Of course, if you've been living under a rock, you may not have heard. Oh, nope, that's not it. Nope. That really sucked. That transition really sucked. I hated it. That's not my Acer. There we go. Actually, that was the Acer it was looking at. All right, there we go. That's much better. Of course, if you've been living under a rock, excuse me, you have heard that WWDC 2022 was this past week. Of course, where all the Apple-centric developers get together online, and they even had some in-person events this week. Over at the spaceship. And they announced some cool things for iOS, for iPhone, for iPad, for MacBooks, all that shit. Of course, if you want to get the full lowdown, there's a lot of stuff over at discordpages.house/discord. But I've kind of cherry-picked some things I thought were interesting, like the fact that, hey, we can edit and unsend messages in iOS 16 now. Of course, up to a 15-minute window.
15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes to recall or edit that shit.
Father God, be offense against gaslighting after this. You only got 15 minutes, though.
But hey, at least it will tell you if it was edited.
I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need to see the edit histories.
iOS 16 is bringing a new lock screen personalization feature, including widgets. But more importantly, and I'm not sure, I don't think I included this one, the notifications are being brought to the bottom of the screen. Which we can sit here and argue that, sure, it's just so you can see the beautiful art on your phone, right? Put these awesome pictures with the depth of field that your face could cover a clock or some shit like that, right? But let's be real. The notifications are on the bottom because the phone is too damn tall and you can't reach up to the top for a fucking notification anymore. iOS 16 adds landscape Face ID unlock ability to select iPhone models, so that way, hey, if you pick up your iPhone like this, or you're just laying in bed and you pick it up and it's not the right orientation, your phone will unlock. It's great, it's fantastic, but we still have no idea which phones they'll be available for. All right, now here's a very important one. Those were nice little fluff pieces, but we got a very important feature
including
right here.
widgets, but you can do that on iOS 15 now. What do you mean?
There are no widgets on the home screen. I mean, on the lock screen.
Yes. Oh, you mean widgets on the lock screen specifically?
Correct.
Okay.
iOS 16 introduces safety check to help users in abusive relationships. A new privacy tool called Safety Check can be helpful to users whose personal safety is at risk from domestic or intimate partner violence by quickly removing all access they've granted to others. It includes an emergency reset that helps users easily sign out of an iCloud on all their devices, resets privacy permissions and limit messaging to just the device in their hand. It also helps users understand and manage which people and apps they've given access to. Sin, you look like you have some thoughts here.
I do mostly like, how is this going to help people? But let me go look. Let me go read the article.
So essentially, let's look at me here. So I share a lot of access with my family, like being able to purchase things, being able to share app downloads, various accounts. You know, if Netflix actually got on the bandwagon with Apple, you know, you can actually share a Netflix subscription through iCloud, and nobody would need to share passwords. It would only make sense. Netflix, what are you doing? But it's a thing of, if I was in a situation where I needed to get away from, you know, an abusive partner, I can use this feature to cut off all that access. Or the fact that people have multiple devices, like they said with messages, like people may have a iPhone, an iPad, and a Mac, and they all have iMessages. And like I can switch from my iPad to my MacBook to my iPhone to still send a message to the same person. All of that shit's synced. If I use this feature, it cuts off the access to those other devices I am currently not using. Because let's say if I'm communicating to you, hey, I need help, please tell me where to go, and you start responding to me, if I didn't have this before, who's to say that my abusive partner couldn't just pick up my iPad or open up the Mac and see these text messages and they know where to find me?
No, it's just like, I had to go and read that to go like understand where they were coming from with that. But that makes a little bit more sense now. I guess like for me, in most cases where I've seen things like that, there are also people who are just like, have the access to like literally unlock the entire just device as a whole. So it's kind of like one of those, hey, what are we doing here? But seeing them go, right, you might have to just leave with just your phone, but still have like your iPad back at the house and want to like not have people have access to you through that means. Was just like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Because it's like, if you're in a situation, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to go out for some milk. What does it look like you grabbing your MacBook and your iPad just to go get milk?
And or people who don't think about it and then just like leave.
Yeah,
but,
like
like
they
you
are
can see the
fleeing. Like they are fleeing.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, like this was
that makes a little bit more sense now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this was actually a really nice feature. I was okay. Like of all the things they announced, like this actually seems super helpful. But it was also that thing of like before, I see a feature and it's like, man, this is great. But who's gonna find the flaw in this? Where is it gonna go wrong? Because all this awesome technology that's supposed to be helping people, somebody's gonna find the bad in this, and then I'm gonna be, yeah, I see it too. Apple, let's roll that back. Security fixes won't require a full iOS update in iOS 16 and will be installed automatically. This is for these are for all you tech heads who have to answer family calls or for calls from people who just don't want to update their shit. You can sit there and just install, when you install iOS 16, you can sit there and just tick on this little flag that says install system and data files, and it will do it automatically. That way people don't know that's what's happening. It shouldn't have to reboot a phone, or if it does, it'll just do it in the middle of the night, and it'll be a whole thing. It won't have to be a whole thing. I am excited for this. Because I am tired of asking my wife, please update your phone. iOS 16 lets you use third-party two-factor authentication apps with built-in password feature. And of course, as you can see right here, well, I'm gonna make it big so y'all can really see it. Look it. It's Authy, baby. Authy is right here. Use Authy just default in your iPhone, and it's great. I love it. Google Authenticator, Duo Mobile for all your work folks. It's built right into the phone. You can just add it right to the phone. It's great. No need to open another app. It'll just pull it right from Authy. It's a good day. It was a good day. That was a good feature. I enjoyed that. And of course, it's time. As I've said before, I know, people do not like to have to update their phones, their devices, but all right, if you are using these devices, it's now your turn to update your phone, lest you be hacked. So the phones that are no longer supported that will be left in iOS 15 are the iPhone SE first generation, the iPhone 6S, and the iPhone 7 line. So the 7 and the 7 Plus. And of course, if you're still using the iPod Touch, iOS 15 is about as far as you go. So there you go. Now you have a perfect time capsule. I don't know why I included this one. Was there something in here? Yeah, I don't know why I included this here. I'm just going to ignore it. Yes, there are some features in iOS 16 that are going to be on newer devices, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Now, this one was really cool here, and I had a talk with Tykel about this to kind of explain what was going on here. iPadOS 16 lets apps use storage as virtual RAMs on M1 iPads. Essentially, what this means is with the M1 iPad, you can sit there and run more powerful apps, but of course, with some of the smaller or some of the models, mine included, they don't have as much RAM to use. So what Apple has decided to do is allow you to use your storage as virtual memory to kind of give you more RAM to run more performance-intensive apps. So I thought this was pretty cool. It's putting the iPad more towards the computer because any modern computer nowadays does this. Windows does it, Linux does it, Macs do it. It's also a thing too where if you fill up your primary storage on your computer, you may notice your computer will move slower, and that's because of the fact that you're running out of page files on your main drive to be used as memory. Apple announces a multi-display CarPlay with integrated speedometer, climate controls, and more. And again, you cannot convince me this is not the Apple Car. You can't convince me it's not. Apple is saying that they are working with car manufacturers. You should start seeing cars that may have this built in a few years' time. Again, my whole thing is I imagine that this is what the inside of the Apple Car is going to look like. For those who are keeping up with the new M series processors, Apple has announced their new M2 processor, and of course they have released the MacBook Air and entry-level MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros. I just want to stop here and just look at this MacBook Air with this dark blue, and I want it because of the color, but also I just want my MacBook Pro to have this color. because it's just dark. It's just so dark. Of course, like they've redesigned the MacBook Airs to look like the new MacBook Pros that came out with the notch on the screen. The MacBook Pro, the the entry level MacBook Pros with the M2 do not have the notch, but they still make a MacBook with that touch bar, which I did not think that they were still doing, but they are. This thing still has a touch bar.
I will say I missed that because they gave me a MacBook that had a touch bar for work, and I'm just like, for the little things that I like putting in the middle of sentences, or for the amount of presentation or design things I want to make, just being able to be like, I'm looking for this character on the bar was really nice.
I mean, it did have its uses, but when I was able
Like,
to
it was
upgrade,
one of those things, like just small conveniences.
yeah, like I wasn't using it as much as I really would have wanted to, but I mean, it was nice when it was there, but also, yeah, when I went to my M1 Pro MacBook Pro, I was like, oh, it's gone. But also, my function keys are full size. I kind of like that. I like that a lot better.
And it's one of those things where when the bar went, I was wasn't like immediate riot as much as like, oh, I missed that little bar.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, it was very much like that. So if they kept it away, I'd be like, okay, and I wouldn't have missed it. But if they bring it back, I'm gonna be like, oh, I missed this little bar. It was nice.
Well, there you go. If you want the MacBook Pro, still has your touch bar with the M2.
And MacBook Pro. You said MacBook Pro, but for a second I heard that as MacBook Bro, and it was really funny.
Yo, I'm here for the MacBook Bro. Bro.
You MacBook Bro?
You MacBook Bro? For the security buffs out there, I'm sorry, you were about to say something?
I was gonna say someone clip this because this is a mess.
Bro, you got that Mac? You MacBook Bro?
You got that MacBook Air, bro?
You got that MacBook Bro?
You got them tactile keys, bro?
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Bro, you
I'll
know.
see you, man.
You know, bro.
It might be nice. I'm trying to get like you, my boy.
Come on, black people, like just originating every damn thing.
In security news, also from WWDC, the USB-C accessories need user permissions to communicate with Apple Silicon Macs running macOS Ventura. And for those who don't know, macOS Ventura is the newest version of macOS. So, yeah, for those people who can't help themselves, excuse me, but to stick USB devices into their fucking Mac, your Mac said, hey, dog, you sure about that? You sure you want that in there? Excuse me. Now, I don't know what this is. I don't know what to make of this one. When I initially saw them announce this feature, it was because like I had a feeling that Apple got enough of people saying that studio display, that the webcam on it was shit, or just hearing that all MacBook or all Mac front-facing cameras are shit. But I feel like Apple has yet again pulled another Intelligate type solution in allowing you to use your iPhone as a webcam, but also build it into the Mac. Because there's I can't remember. I think it was in one of the in one of our previous shows. I talked about an app called Camo that does this. There are several apps that do this. But Apple's like, you know what? We're gonna do it now, and we're gonna partner with Belkin to make clips, so you can hang your phone on your fucking MacBook and use your rear cameras as a webcam on your MacBook and presumably your studio display, because again, that camera is shit.
Can't even be mad at it. It's ingenious.
No, it's not. It is so fucking tough.
It's definitely like the tech version of Hood Rich. Like it's like my MacBook does not have good cameras, so I'm gonna use my iPhone.
This is fucking Courage all over again.
Not Courage. What do you mean?
Oh, when they got rid of the headphone jack and they said like it takes courage. So I call the dongle the lightning to 3.5 millimeter jack. I call that courage.
You know something? One, an excellent thing. Also, B, vocal changes incoming. This is a warning that Major's going to get every time I push this button now for like the rest of our podcasting days. Ahem.
Apple, ain't nobody ask you for that. Ain't nobody ask you for that.
Like, it's just why do y'all feel the need to do these things? Like, you'll do like one good thing, maybe two good things, and then you will immediately turn around and go, but what if we did this thing that also absolutely no one asked for, you gave even the hint of wanting? I will forever be salty about what they did with this headphone jack, because the way that I used to walk around with my headphones clipped to this and would not remove it, and now I've had to get a pair of Bluetooth headphones because I refuse to pay extra for those things that they're just like, what if we charged you an additional $30 for this connector? You're just like, you were over here in a dark alley with a trench coat after having that board meeting those connectors, and that's awful.
How much is that adapter? I could have sworn it was 10, but
mind you, I just made up a number. That's probably not how much it actually is.
We're about to find out. All right, here we go. Lightning to 3.5 millimeter. It is $10, or it's $9. It is $9.
Be like, oh, we're going to have to charge you an additional $10 for this. No one actually changed in the first place. It was right there.
It ain't but so big. It is like this big. So.
Also,
oh no, that's okay. Like, my cables are like this. Like all of them are, because they came with these headphones.
But what I'm saying, like for $10, it's a cable this big.
Also, Merge, I saw like the greatest YouTube comment about that exact same point that you just made.
Hey, Major.
And
a lot of people are used to paying $10 to be very disappointed with things. Yeah. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Good point.
Yeah, so I merged to your point. I read the best like YouTube comment based on that singular point. And when I tell you, I'm going to I've been sitting on it, ready to post it in the Discord, but man, cuz it pretty much breaks down as this. Okay? Here it is. That you guys got a phone argument is magnificent. They're saying to a group of people who spend years planning and improving their PCs, that have areas in their home dedicated to gaming, who spend money to make themselves a little corner of happiness and escapism, decorating it with love and filling with pieces of memorabilia and nostalgia. And these a-holes want them to play a game that they've been waiting for years on a phone while they casually take a dump, considering if they should spend $5 on gems and that give them a shiny new magic pouch that might or might not contain some decent loot. It's a twisted version of a meme, of that meme. Mom, can we have Diablo? We have Diablo at home. And then it's a picture of someone sadly waiting for the bus at night, holding a phone while it goes silently bleep, bleep, bleep. You need 64,342 more gems to level up. Press here to buy. Used to be, we bought a game and played it. We owned it forever and it was ours. But because we had paid the developers for their work, now it's this crap. Makes me sad and more compelled to go to abandonware sites and play all the games that I couldn't before because I didn't have money, which are free now. The greatest YouTube comment I had read, period. And I don't read YouTube comments because YouTube
Wait, that was a YouTube comment?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just going off the dome with that.
No.
That would explain why I was weirdly kind of here. It's like, wait a second. Like, I don't know if this is the Adderall or what, but I'm
that
kind of
was-
here.
That was a YouTube comment on like Stephanie Sterling's. I think they were talking about Diablo Immortal on PC, and they moved it on PC because apparently the question was, don't you have phones? And apparently people didn't because they put it on PC because they needed something to bridge the gap for whenever they get off their behinds and finish the acquisition so that they could actually have Diablo 4.
Can we also just say real quick, with all intended disrespect, from what I have seen and heard about the game, fuck Diablo Immortal. How dare you?
How dare? Because I mean, you know how people feel. You know how people feel about like
You literally run in people's pockets for character levels. If you don't get the fuck out of here.
a literal mess. And apparently, like I said, and again,
Not when every MMO around you is allowing people to have like one whole character with max levels for free, basically. What do you mean, Diablo?
I mean, just play Lost Ark at this point. You're better off. You're better off. You'll
Lost,
have a good,
Lost Ark is here.
Yes.
What, like Black
Path-
Desert's right there.
Path of Exile. You're better off. You're better off. They're Torchlight. Play Torchlight too.
But
You
it's
have
not
better-
on the
you have better-
phone.
See, that was the point. That was the point of it's on PC because people didn't have phones,
Just
and they
disgusting.
not enough to get in people's attention. That's what's on PC now.
Also, if we want to be real about it, didn't y'all already try that with the PS2 and found out that people would rather play that on PC too? Like, y'all should have. We've gone around this block. We've gone around it. Like, we did that. We made a left, another left, another left. It came right back to where we started.
I
Why
don't
did
know.
you feel
Diablo
the need to do
was
that?
pretty good on the console, though. Diablo was pretty good on the console.
Now major.
Diablo 3?
The
That
first,
was a pretty good.
the first,
That was a pretty good console port.
the first Diablo.
Oh, the first Diablo. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. The only
was-
Diablo I played was Diablo
They added-
3 on PS4.
They added 2 particle effects. The first Diablo that came out was like a port that they made for the PlayStation 2.
Oh,
And,
yeah, I don't know about that.
They added like half a particle effect, and it was kind of like Blizzard, please.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about
Don't do
that.
this.
I played Diablo 3 on the PS4. It was great.
It's like your fan base came to you from PC. PC is what made you. Like you might have had like some console ports of some games, but PC is where you are. And for y'all to make a phone app version of a beloved PC game, and then be like oh yeah, we have no want to make a PC version at this time, and they boo you. They boo you at BlizzardCon. You got booed at BlizzardCon. That was your vote. Your vote was there, and so when nobody played it, and when everybody was excited about Diablo 4 on PC where it was supposed to be, but then you couldn't get it. But then you couldn't get Diablo 4 because drama, and so you needed something to kind of delay people's time. That's why you brought it on PC. That's why you made a PC version, because not many people were buying into it on thing, and there are so many other games where people are playing and enjoying and giving their money to, except y'all. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, so... Oh, wait, this way. Oh, point that way. Yeah, so Apple did that. I don't know how we got here, but yeah. We did.
What Apple do?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, back to the whole, hey, we realize our internal device cameras are shit, so we're going to allow you to use an iPhone. Because, that might be easier than, buying like a $40 webcam, which I guess at one point was difficult to... You know what? This is another example. I just thought of this. This is another example of Apple coming up with a solution to a problem that has already kind of fixed itself.
or you can literally just buy a webcam.
But that's what I'm saying. This would have been an awesome solution when we couldn't.
But we can now.
So yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
Be like, hey Cinderella, the dress is really cute, but you're late to the ball. Like this is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
If this was like a smooth 2020, possibly early 2021, possibly. But
And you want to know what's embarrassing about this, and this is how I feel about it, right? Is that for everything else, you can plug your iPhone right into the computer and do all sorts of stuff.
Right,
Hey,
there
I
are
wanna
whole
test out
apps. There are apps that do this, that support this.
Well, I mean, there are some native apps to Mac too. So one of the things that we used to do, we had to make like kind of walkthroughs for how certain products work at the company that I work for. Did you know that you can just plug your iPhone in and tell QuickTime, hey, read take this screen and put this onto the computer, and it'll just model whatever you're doing on the screen at the time. Like that technology has been there. Why didn't you just add the other functions to it when you did that?
late to the party.
No, instead you want me to be over here, click, posing, and then try to import that via iPhoto. If you don't get an AirDrop, if you don't get out of here.
Yeah, y'all out here late in the party. They putting the tables and chairs away, then throw away the paper plates.
Y'all had the whole like you didn't even have to do that 3 or 4 years ago. You could have really done that at any point during this pandemic,
Anytime.
or at least phase 1 of this pandemic, because I'm pretty sure we're in Anime Act 2 where the demon uprising happens, but we're not going to get into that today.
Mm-hmm. We are in the Chimera Ant arc of the pandemic.
I was really hoping somebody released information for this part. I want to know how much that damn clip costs.
That clip's got to be a smooth $40.
Merge. So like the only upside would be if they let you use your phone Face ID to unlock your computer. It would be if the true depth stuff was also on the back, was also on the rear cameras, but I don't think it is. I mean, I can somewhat see how they can probably use damn, what, I forgot what the fuck that is. The shit they use for AR. And maybe be able to fake it, but yeah. Or who knows? Maybe in iOS 14 they'll build it into the back too, and it's like, all right, cool. Now you got it. But for me, for the time being, I just use my Apple Watch to unlock my Macs. Also, another solution that came way too late.
Who like?
LiDAR, that's what it was. That's the technology.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was shot there. I couldn't remember what the fuck they called it, but I know they were using it for AR. But yeah, the LiDAR. Like, yeah, they could possibly use the LiDAR to kind of do another version of it. I imagine that LiDAR was a lot more intense than the true depth shit in the front. Speaking of accessories, where Apple is late, but I bet you this just looks elegant as shit. They made a dual USB-C 35 watt power adapter. In case you want to plug in 2 iPhones.
Super late. Anchor always beats you to it.
Yeah.
Aki next.
Aki probably already done beat him too. Belkin's probably beat him.
Belkin always beaten.
Shit, I think Samsung already sells this shit.
Yep.
I am looking at a power adapter that holds normal USB-C 3 thing sitting in front. Well, USB 3.0 thing sitting in front of me right here and now. Oh my God, Apple, please. Mm-hmm. The standing desk that I bought comes with a port that includes a port for this.
Oh, wait, excuse me. This is new to me. I didn't see this here. The new adapter comes bundled with the M2 MacBook Air in some configurations. Because that's right, they announced this when they were talking about the MacBooks, which also seemed weird at the time when I was watching it. Also, I'm going to say that some of the WWDC keynote is kind of a blur. It's a little hodgepodge for me because I was dealing with vertigo that day. So I'm like, I am here, but boy, the room needs to fucking stop spinning. Customers can buy it separately for $59, and there's 2 versions of it too. Just so you know, there are 2 versions of it. You get this one. And do you get this one? And they're both $59. Again, Anchor, Aki, whoever, sponsor the channel. Sponsor the stream at least. You ain't got to sponsor the channel, just sponsor the stream. This show. It'll be great.
Yep.
You will love it.
We will definitely talk about how awesome your products are. As somebody who owns a lot of Anchor stuff,
Right?
I own a lot of Anchor stuff. The Anchor, like, chargers, and like one thing that's like literally it's a charger and a power. It's like a power bank and a charger built in. Oh,
dude, I had a 65 watt Anchor charger, right? And was looking for a way to plug in my Galaxy S22. And it's like, fuck. I'm gonna have to order something. But I was like, oh wait, now I've got a charger in my bag that I had set aside for my iPad or whatever. I want to go plug that in. The way my Samsung went from like, it was gonna take an hour and a half from 9% to charge to 100 to fucking 56 minutes. Like, I can go from 9 to 100 in less than an hour.
Yep.
And that thing, like, you plug it, was like, doo-doo-doo. I'm like, that's an extra chime. And it was blue, and then the circle spun really fast. I'm like, oh. So this is what fast charging is like, because damn if Apple will give us that shit, because they got fucking lightning. Motherfucker, you know what? Let's just talk about it. Give us a USB-C iPhone right now. I do not want to wait till 2024. I want it right the fuck now. And I want fucking fast charging USB PD 65 watts. I want 0 to 100 in an hour.
Right.
Thank you, Apple. It has been proven. It has been tested. What the fuck are you waiting on?
Right. Plus, and then I don't know who exactly had said it. I don't know if it was Judd, or I don't know if it was Judd or Marquez, but somebody had mentioned the fact that what if Apple decides to just make it all MagSafe? And I'm like, don't do it.
That was Marquez.
That's probably Marquez.
It was Marquez.
And I'm like, Marquez, no. Because like Marquez, no. Because no.
Random callback to something. Hey, Major, when I remember I was telling you, hey, there was a game thing today. That specifically was a showcase of Devolver Digital games. That's all.
Okay.
I'm confused, but all right.
No, Devolver, like the company Devolver Digital, like makes a lot of like really cool indie games and things. They had like a showcase today, and so people were talking about that, and I'm just like, oh, okay, these games are interesting.
Right, and I actually, if you had a list for me, I would be more than happy to put that up. I do. You see, now I remember that conversation because I have the one for Summer Games Fest, but not. I don't know if it includes the Devolver stuff. So yeah, if you can get that list for me, that'd be great. Oh, you want power? What about half the power with 2 times the waste heat? MagSafe.
I'm just gonna put that right on in there.
Yep. Be like, oh, you could charge your phone. And yeah. I'm like,
I should absolutely bookmark this so I can remember to apply for that later. We'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah. Oh, I'll put that up later. Actually, can you put that in Discord? That way it doesn't get swiped away in chat. Thank you. So now that WWDC is over, let's get into some real news. Senate antitrust vote likely to pass legislation targeting Apple and other tech giants.
Get them.
All I can say is yes. I hope
Let's talk about this for our audience. What is this thing about? What's popping here? What's going on?
So again, it's the whole thing with the App Store holding a monopoly, like the Google Play Store holding yet another monopoly. It's allowing it's paving the way for people to have third-party app stores on their devices, which is great. But again, let's get this over with so we can actually talk about actual things that are quite existential. Like, cool, take down the monopolies. That's screaming to the socialist in me. But at the same time, it's like, motherfucker, there are more important things that we could be doing right now. And they act like they fucking can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same fucking time. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god. I just looked at some of these articles we have up here today because, hey, everybody at home, y'all are getting my live reactions to this because I have not read the articles this week. Boy, oh boy, do we have some spice and seasonings coming up in the next 3 articles.
Spicy dicey.
Oh, you mean like this one? Former OpenSea employee charged in first ever case of digital asset insider trading? Shout out to Tycho, who had this one waiting for us last week.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just enter a brief moment of prayer before I open my mouth? Because the way this article is testing my sanctification, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Heavenly Father, as we make our way into this next article.
Oh my God.
Take away all the avarice and the thing about it. And bring us joy and Lord in the next one. This we ask in your holy Son. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen.
Because the way that I'm sitting here and going, this sounds like some real regulated shit to me.
Well,
this sounds like y'all need you can't regulate insider trading without an agreed upon set of rules about what you can and cannot do in a marketplace. That sort of sounds like a centralized body of rules to me. I'm just like, and to be fair, that is an oversimplification of what being decentralized means. But y'all were so adamant about having these things unregulated. And it's something that Major and I get into arguments about regularly on the show because we clash about where these lines are. But you can't do ambitious things like this with technology that a lot of people don't know about or that's burgeoning or whatever, and not think about what the consequences are going to be when people with bad intentions get a hold of your shit. You cannot do that.
Keep in mind. Hold on. Keep in mind, this has nothing to. This is not me being on the side of NFTs. This is it's an argument that we have had, but about something
about
completely different. We are on the same side about NFTs.
No, I think everybody, it's one of those things we will argue about everything else all day, but someone says those 3 letters and everybody in the group is in immediate consensus.
We are in full and utter agreement. We have had arguments and discussions about Russian sanctions, the peanuts thing, Nintendo news, a whole bunch of other things, and many a times Major and I are literally agreeing with each other, but we're just we're having 2 different ways we're going about it. I'm going one way, getting to the same destination. He's going to the other way, getting to the same destination. But we're just we're just arguing on the fact that you went left and I went right.
But this, no consensus.
Agreement.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just had to get that out. I had to get that out there. No, Marcus, not on NFT shit.
Right. NFTs are either a scam.
Now,
or a scam,
or like a get rich quick scheme
Well,
which
like
is another scam.
it's one of those things
They're
of
just
being
terrible.
like, I feel like if someone took this story, you want to know what the buried lead about this is? This is the kind of story that is kind of like, if you want a microcosm of what it looks like to have disproportionate amounts of access and impact based on the amount of generational wealth you have in the back drawer for something, even when you try to start something new to even out the playing field, this is what happens when you don't think about it, consider it, regulate it, plan for like bad case scenarios and stuff. You get things like this, where like scams become a regular thing because people want their piece of the pie because it's not regulated. Then you have to introduce regulations to fix the problem, but people are still super stratified. They're either all the way bought into it and somehow profiting off of it, or like one friend that I talked to last week who was kind of into it, they had to basically like sell it all because they had to choose between like real life things and trying to invest into this thing that they didn't have the bandwidth or the funding to do. And it's like, I hate to see people caught in the middle of that nonsense
Right.
because now we end up with things like this, where it's kind of like, now we have to deal with like insider trading. And it's kind of like, for y'all to be talking about how this is supposed to be so far beyond like like the scope of what we've seen, you sure are running into a lot of problems that you are having, just like you would have with current like fiduciary systems, money related things, right?
Right.
Mind you, with the track record and history to see exactly what the problems were and decide to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
What is wild to me about the whole industry of tech, and I know that Major and Kevin can testify for days, is the way that we will fuck something up with plenty of history, recent history, mind you, to just go, what if we didn't do that though? Because compared to everything else, the history of technology as we understand it today, when we take technology, I'm not talking about levers, hammers, wheels, cogs, or any of those things. I'm talking about specifically binary coding, being able to punch things and have them do stuff on screens or through tubes and fibers and all that. The history for that is very short compared to a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
But with the accumulated knowledge we have, and with people still alive from those times, I think we would have learned anything, and we just did not do it.
The way I watched a documentary about the Beanie Baby crash, and it's like how like these white women from like a neighborhood group literally started the bubble by buying into these things, which drew more attention to their need, and then were able to keep and fund it because they had the resources to continue to buy into and support and and give validation to this thing, to the point where it was like they pretty much made the market, cornered the market, fed into the market, and could keep the market going for those who were going into the market themselves. It's always been about who gets into the market, who starts it, and who makes it run, and who can keep skin in the game enough to buy into it and sell people on the thing of this dream of having these things.
And
And
keep
we're
in
in
mind, as Kevin is pointing out here, it's also people with a lot of free expendable capital because boy, oh boy, I don't have it.
Because again, when you're looking at these you look at these women buying into these things, they have the ability to do so. So it looks attractive from the outside, and it's like, oh yeah, these things are great, these things are awesome. But when it comes to when the bubble burst, they were able to then pivot and then could go to do something else and be just as fine and be just fine and be just fine.
The way my ADHD is like, I have no use for things I cannot functionally use, and therefore have the expendable income to do this shit and be like, but it doesn't do anything. Like I tried getting into Funkos and was like, after 6, I was like, this does
You know something?
nothing for me. It just
Right.
moved on.
You know something? Here, let me unlock a memory for everybody. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the story about the time that someone, of course it was in Florida, ended up being in a wage battle where the final pricing for a Furby was $10,000?
I think I remember that.
I have no memory of this.
That made national news that
I'm
someone
glad I
bought a
don't have memory
Furby,
of this.
that someone bought a Furby for $10,000.
Yeah. I mean,
That was right
fucking-
around the same time as the Beanie Baby bubble. There was
Right.
like a span of years. It was like
Yeah.
4 or 5 where
Mhm.
people started buying these collectible things, but it became so commonplace for them to be like small like animal figurines or whatever, and people would buy them, and it would be like there's only so many of these, and then the bubble would always pop where someone just bought one really expensive one for no reason, and you never heard about them again. Furbies basically disappeared from collective memory except for like a handful of memes.
Oh,
Right
I
after that
remember,
happened.
I still remember the Furby. We
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
have, my sister had one.
Yeah, a handful of years, and then there was like a light refresh in the like early 2000s.
Oh shit, do
And
y'all
then
think
it's
that Sony still makes the iPo? I could probably afford an iPo.
I mean, Sony is definitely in the market of reselling you the same thing over and over again.
So while I look and see if Sony still sells the iPo, we're going to take another quick ad break and we'll be back with more Tech Talk Thursdays. See ya.
And while y'all
in
are
30.
doing that, because I know that there are people here who don't have those, I'm going to go downstairs and get myself another beverage.
Here's your beverage.
Yes, so does Sony still sell the iPo?
Would put it past them.
Like actively, like they've posted something this year.
Yep.
The Black Sesame edition. Oh shit! I can't afford that. I can't afford that shit. This is oh, good. Oh my goodness. Oh, why is this? Oh, it's no longer available. It says item is no longer available. Are there any other iPos available? Can I buy an iPo? Buy now. Okay, yeah, they're still fucking expensive.
Yeah.
What's this for $300? Oh, that's the cloud plan renewal? Did it take a bag to get a beverage? He might have.
I might have been his garbage. He says, "Well, since I'm going by the kitchen anyway, I might as well just drop this off." But yeah, that was. Like,
I know
it's one
has
of the,
changed though since the last time I've seen it.
yeah.
It looks
Well,
more like a doll than it did before.
Yeah. I think it had like one of those like plasticky faces that had lights in it. And the lights would like mimic like eye movement. Yeah.
$3,000.
Uh-huh.
iPo is sold as a final sale, no returns. At least you get a $20 for food and a water bowl. Individually. But yes, to answer my question, Sony still sells the fucking iPo.
Yeah.
I thought I could afford it. I cannot afford it. What was it? Was it Poochie? Wasn't that the one that everybody else could buy?
Oh yeah.
It was
I think I know
Poochie,
that.
right?
I think so. But I think those were like glorified like headphones. Can you go? Or I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be.
No, it wasn't Ibo. Damn it, what was it? It wasn't the 90s, was it? Oh shit, I just saw it. There you go. Yes, it was Poochie. Poochi. Oh, the image is too damn small. This has got to be a bigger picture. Where is it? Give me.
Remember those? It was a simpler time back then.
Oh damn! I thought they were selling them new on Amazon.
No.
So, Sid, did you get a bag of beverages?
I did not get a bag of beverages.
Did you
but I did
leave
have
the desk with a bag though?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a bag of stuff that I had for dinner, and I took that and placed it in its appropriate place and got a drink while I was downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, there were questions. There were questions.
That is why I did not have a bag of drinks. I did have a bag that included the empty styrofoam container of fried chicken I had for dinner, and also like the tea that I drank shortly into our podcast today. We're good though, but I do have a particular beverage.
Oh,
Our fun thing today is to guess what's in this glass.
Mm-hmm.
Is it wine?
I could put it in that glass, but no, this is not a wine glass.
Oh.
Is it Coke in that yak?
It is Coke and a thing. It absolutely is. An Imperial Stout. I feel that Merge believes that I am a person with taste, and I respect that because I am.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you who does not have any taste. It's this motherfucker right here.
Musky ass.
All right. This is a voice mod moment.
Okay.
Didn't we tell y'all niggas this is what he was gonna do?
We knew from the time that he made that big hoopla and then said, you know something, I don't really need y'all like that he was trying to just find his way to step back from making this whole ass purchase. The moment they said, sir, we need to do a background check. It was like, oh, a background check? Oh, no.
Man, y'all, look, man.
You telling me
Y'all-
that I gotta act right when I'm out here in these streets?
Look, y'all
I
broke.
can't just say
y'all,
whatever I want to?
Look, y'all broke contract shit. Y'all didn't tell me about all these bots, though. There's a lot of bots, and you did not tell me about the bots. So you know what? No. You can't quit me. I'm quitting you, sir.
It's the. You know what this reminds me
Like
of?
he literally just said, "You can't fire me. I quit."
You know what this kind of reminds me of? This kind of reminds you of the toxic behavior of a man who approaches a woman and asks for a date.
Oh,
And
come on,
then
Kevin.
there's
I see that comparison, and you
And
right.
then when that person is like, "Oh no, I cannot go out with you because I am either A, not attracted to you, B, uncomfortable by this interaction, or C, am in a loving and effectual relationship with another person," that person decides to get in their bag and feelings and talk about, well, you ain't all that. Your nail polish is chipped. Your smile ain't as pretty as I thought it was. Your lace front ain't lacing.
You know something?
Are you giving
I feel-
a random example, or are you just describing Elon Musk on his plane when he sit there and showed that flight attendant his dick?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was something else.
And then paid her off and then said, I didn't do any of that.
Jesus, listen to me. I need you to get into the driver's seat, grab the wheel with both hands, and put your foot on the gas. We've got to go. We've got to go. We have got to leave. Oh, not this.
Yeah, I was
Not
talking.
this. No,
I was
baby.
talking about
Like,
something else.
you know something, Kevin?
But
What I feel like the more apt example here isn't the I can't go out with you, but rather like, hey, think you're great and would love to go out with you and stuff, but but I have some requests. I'm also just a person with a really busy schedule or what have you. Like, this person just literally didn't even say no. They said, yes, I do have boundaries though. And it was just like, boundaries? What do you mean? Well, it's like, you want to know what it's like. It's like a person walked up to you and asked you out for a date and said all the things and you decided you liked them, but then decided to also hit them with, okay, so here's the thing. When I date people, I tend to date seriously. So, like, this is a monogamous thing. And they were just like, oh, we were supposed to be out here being cute for a moment. And they're just like, no, I was coming at this from a more serious angle. Okay, see, you're doing too much. You're a little bit too controlling and too demanding for me and all this other stuff. And it's just kind of like, but you said all these things. Like, you wanted a serious relationship. Well, yes, but that's what I thought you wanted to hear at the time. Well, if that's not the life you were about, you could have just said that. But no, you decided to tell your homies that I was trying to unlock your phone. I didn't call you. I didn't text you. You came to my profile and swiped right and asked me why I wasn't talking to you for like a year. And when I finally decided to go out with you, this is the way that you decided to carry on and act with yourself.
Musky.
Elon, between this and the stuff that you said about people with the whole work from home policies, I feel like several people who consider themselves thought leaders in the space need to look at you and tell you to sit the fuck down and shut up.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because I had a Nicodamus moment in my house last week.
Yep.
Friday. Or let's just back this up. So last week he before the show or whatever, he did say that, hey, executives need to be in the office. Also, you know what? Fuck it. Everybody needs to be back in the office. So I was like, oh, okay, fuck him, right? But
Ruin, you know they're not. They're finding every way to defend him. What do you mean?
oh, of course. But Friday, I happened to come across an article where, oh man, stocks are doing terrible. Tesla's going to have to cut 10% of their workforce. And Musk is not happy about it. He says he's not happy about it. I told my wife, I said, how much you want to bet that the reason why he's sitting there forcing people to come back into the office or quit is because he knew he had to get rid of those jobs. And he won't need to fire people if they quit because they're not coming back into the office. Therefore, not having to offer severance because people quit.
Mm-hmm. Because
And-
that's how the law works.
And hours later, other people were connecting the dots, and it was so great. I said, I'm so smart.
Also, like I
clearly
love
pulling that play out of the office.
I
Michael Scott
truly
trying to-
did just sit in the middle of work where people were bringing this up, and everybody was just kind of like, first thing, fuck Elon. Second thing, he works in a factory where people might have to weave together to work for things. The people who are taking this to heart the most are tech people who do singular jobs that every single one of y'all can do online. If y'all have been doing this for 2 years without a problem, I somehow feel like Elon's announcement doesn't automatically mean y'all need to go back to office spaces. The fact that y'all decided to spend money on all these buildings and have all of these long-term agreements that you now have to wonder how you're going to get out the contract on is literally not your employee's problem.
Wow.
Also, your face cam decided to just,
Skype
like do a
crashed.
thing.
Skype crashed.
Oh no, that's fine. As long as I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that.
Because on my end, everybody was frozen.
But it's the way that people would just sit there and like spend all of this time justifying all of this nonsense for no good reason. Instead of being like, yo, Elon, that might work for you, but you really do not get to dictate what happens in industries, especially when industries that are so far out of reach. And then be like, well, like, talk to these people with these work from home things who are pretending to work for one. Bitch, where? One, for two. Also, they haven't innovated anything in years. Elon.
We still waiting on Cybertruck, my guy.
No. Elon, come close to the screen. Never mind the Cybertruck for a minute. I respect that opinion. I do. But hold that thought. Elon, I want you to make a set of cars that consistently don't have the steering wheel breaking off. When we get to that point, you can talk to me. The rudimentary functions of the cars that you currently build do not work, and people are spending $60,000 a pop on those. But we can get to the part that you have a working car where the steering wheel doesn't come off in my hand while I'm going down the interstate. You can talk to me about people pretending to work or not. Until then, I need you to make one working car. Also, I mean, just one. Anyone will do. I want you to just take 50 and have all 50 of the cars working.
Yep. Do yourself a favor, listen to like Tesla versus Detroit, a series of Business Wars episodes. Tell you, old musky ass.
If God is kind to me, I will live long enough to see the end of his career and will be there to laugh while it goes up in flames. And I promise I will.
Mm-hmm. Kiki at the end of it.
With Kevin and Major specifically from the porch of my house. We'll just be sitting there just like, who do y'all remember the days where he had a chokehold on the whole damn industry?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, did we make some terrible choices.
Yep.
Like we knew he would. He would.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fact that this information seems to be shocking to some people, and every other person who's talked to like two whole people with like any kind of empathy, compassion, or like logic applied to these situations. It's just kind of like,
yeah, it was
homie just out here just saying anything.
Do y'all know who's gonna be really, really hurt by all this?
Jack.
No, not Jack. The conservatives. Because the conservatives were gonna be like, oh yeah, freedom's coming back to Twitter, baby. When Musk buys it, it's gonna be back. We're gonna be back to freedom of speech.
Also,
because the first question they asked was Trump was gonna get his account back.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, can we talk about that real quick? Thank you for reminding me that I had that point.
So that's not gonna happen. And he's like, denied.
In the audience.
In
the audience. I need our home audience that's y'all in chat. That's these two. I need to come really close to each other, gather around the campfire, and talk about a very important thing. When this stuff happens, I need y'all to pay attention to how people move and who responds to that. Because when this man said that he wanted to step up and take over Twitter and bring back freedom to the platform, the overwhelming majority of the people who responded to him were the same people who would have been at the White House if they could have on the 6th of January on 2021. They would have been on your front lawn burning crosses in the 1950s and 60s.
You mean the Capitol?
I need you to understand that. Yes, the Capitol. Right? Well, like in the 1950s, it would have been the Capitol, but in 2021, it was, right? It would have been like, I need y'all to understand that these are the people who were in support of that man. And I need you to know that support is going to follow him probably at a little bit lesser of a volume wherever he decides to go until he is of no use And then, much like a certain president that we just got passed, someone will come out the woodworks to remind him that popularity that you have is something that we gave you. And just like we gave it to you, we can take it back if you don't fall in line. I need y'all to keep that in mind. Like, don't forget about what you have seen.
I mean, I would agree, but that's also assuming that the individual that was in power previously doesn't still have that power.
Oh, I'm not going to say that they don't. I'm going to say, just like people were just like, hey, by the way, while you're in the middle of doing things, remember who put you here and who's behind you in this. It's one of those, we had a very clear moment where the mask and the hoods came down for a second and we could see who those people were. And just like that time, we are also served in this moment by not forgetting that those same people are in the background somewhere.
Oh, they went.
They
went to the background. I thought they were just still out. Because now that they actually just have a party to just be themselves, and then bitch and complain like they're the fucking victim. Why would they need to hide?
Tactical retreat, just falling back a little bit.
Like Kevin said, most of it is just tactical TBH, because we're not going to get into, it's not a part of our podcast episode this week, but border laws is what I'm going to say about that. And then I'm going to leave that topic right there.
Yeah, that was weird. I saw that map. That was fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not good. That's not a good map.
Not a good map.
We only know the bottom half of it's going to be enforced, not the top half. Last bit of tech news, be on the lookout for this malware that hijacks your browser and generates bogus search results. Researchers at Red Canary have noticed an uptick in Chrome loader activity since the beginning of the year. This malware can completely take over your browser. That video is annoying. This malware can completely take over your browser, manipulating search results in an effort to get you to click into a network of shady, malicious sites and potentially steal your user data.
Now, Major, tell the good people why that's important. Because, I mean, there are a couple of reasons I can see here.
Well, yeah, if they're going to manipulate your search data, all of a sudden you just type in a recipe for chocolate chip cookies, and yeah, they'll take you to a place that gives you chocolate chip cookies that track your shit and steal your shit and possibly install worse shit on your computer because it's not the place where you wanted to go.
Not to mention, there are going to be plenty of people who would be very willing to inject search results to direct you and your browsers and other things to stuff. Like, that has a potential to take ridiculous things in terms of, propaganda and whatnot to ridiculous levels, in addition to everything else, because that is a thing. Like, browsers will take your whole search results and go, hey, let's talk about those ads you want to see on YouTube and on Instagram and on Twitch while you're waiting for commercials and whatever else. And nope, you already saw how Facebook got caught up in the mix with that and had to get dragged to Senate for that. So just imagine for a second. And it should only take you two. We've already been here.
So yeah, again, please be careful what you're clicking on, what you're installing, what you're doing on the internet. We always remind you, always recommend that you practice safe internet usage. Said it so much, it just seems empty now. Should we talk about some video games?
Video games.
Back to WWDC we shall go, where Apple announced that, hey, with their newest Apple Silicon and macOS, damn it, I knew what it was. Ventura, it's right there on the page if I only read. Their new Metal APIs will do what DirectX is about to do in Windows 11. Now, what DirectX calls direct storage, Apple hasn't really given it much of a fancy name, but what they're essentially doing is creating a faster pipeline between your graphics card and your memory and your storage. That way, games assets can load fast. Your loading times on Mac will be really, really fast. And it'll empower you to be able to play more AAA titles. Like No Man's Sky and Resident Evil Village. Along with other Mac titles that are currently available, but may not play as well as they do on a PC of comparable price point. And that should be it with WWDC for the foreseeable future, hopefully. Now, to ABK. Of course, once again, ABK is in the news, but not for the things you think. Call of Duty is coming out this year in October. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the reboot. And as much as people fucking hate it, I really like this new Modern Warfare series. So I'm gonna be upfront. This will be my first $70 game I will buy. Or no, I'm gonna buy it. Call of Duty is returning back to Steam with Modern Warfare 2, and it will be Steam's first. I believe this will be Steam's first $70 title. Yes, Modern Warfare 2 will also be the first major game to charge $70 for its standard edition on Steam. So yep, it's going to be harder and harder to avoid paying $70 for video games now. And I believe it was actually Activision who led the effort in pricing games at $60 on the Xbox 360, if I'm not mistaken. In pre-Microsoft Bethesda game streaming news, CJ, I would, but I don't have to drive anywhere. It's so great. It's so great. Microsoft will let Game Pass subscribers bring their own games to Xbox Cloud Gaming later in 2022. If this does not seem like news to you, I will assure you, I assure you that it is, because there are so many games that are in Game Pass, you would be forgiven if you thought you owned a game, but you don't, that you can play in the cloud. This feature here, what they're announcing here is saying any game that you own, even if it is not on Game Pass, you will be able to play it in the cloud. Which makes me really happy. But it's also things that this is something y'all should have been doing from the jump. But this is definitely going to be adding more value to Game Pass Ultimate going forward. Because now it's like, hey, I can buy a game and still can play it wherever I want to play it. And with that being said, hey, demos are coming back, and I'll get to that in a second, because, hey, they are putting the Xbox Game Pass app on Samsung TVs, which would further lean into that, hey, you know that game you bought on Xbox and now can just stream it on cloud gaming even though it's not a part of Game Pass? If you are now getting these Xbox apps showing up on things that aren't Xboxes, like a Samsung TV, you no longer need a console. at all. Like, not even a PC. You just need a TV and a controller, Bluetooth sync that shit, and you're done. Like, I still think it is wild that I have a Samsung TV here. I can pair a Bluetooth controller to this TV. I don't know why there's no gaming apps on the TV that I'm aware of. But I can do that shit. Also, just like with PlayStation, with their revamped PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass is getting tailored demos for the Game Pass subscribers out there. So how are we all feeling about demos?
I love a good demo.
I mean, we can also say the Game Pass is just a demo anyway, but I mean... But more importantly, how do you feel that you... Like, it's somewhere close in the future, like within the next year or so, you will be able to just play Xbox games without a console. And not just on Game Pass. Like, you get, like, for $15 a month, or however much Game Pass Ultimate is, for $15 a month, plus the cost of the game, you could just play the game, like, on your TV, or on your phone, or on a laptop, or a tablet, or something like that. You don't need an Xbox. You don't need a big, beefy PC to play these games. Granted, I just realized I described Luna, GeForce Now, and, well, kind of Stadia. Because you can play Stadia for free. You have to buy the games through them, but you can still play Stadia for free.
Yeah.
But at least Game Pass is going to have an app, or Xbox is going to have an app on the TV. I think that's the closest anybody's been. Because I don't think Stadia's on a TV. I don't even think Stadia's released an Android TV app. Which, for all those people who have like the Nvidia Shield, that fucking sucks.
Ooh.
As an owner of an Nvidia Shield, that kind of sucks. Gotta still get to use a damn Chromecast. What the fuck kind of bullshit is this? All right, Summer Games Fest announcements that went on today. Let's see what we got here. Gameplay reveals. We got some Modern Warfare 2 footage that came out. Showed some gameplay of the Callisto Protocol. I guess they're showing off more of the demo of, more of the DLC for Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course, coming out on June 30th.
God, I have to finish the first one before then.
Let's see. Saints Row's character creator went live for free today. Boss Factory. I think it's on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. Showed off Guile in Street Fighter 6.
Guile being grown up, Guile and Cam, like everybody having a little bit of age. Can I just like have a moment for Street Fighter 6? Because listen, first thing, everybody with like a little bit of age on them, y'all looking really good with a little bit of age on y'all. Also, the new outfit for Cammy,
with the pants.
Bless.
Yes.
The pants, the little cropped little jacket. Amazing. Absolutely into it. The way that I want to fight people who were talking about Cammy, though, real quick. Respectfully, I understand thirst on a certain level, but voice modification incoming.
Keep your thirsty asses off the internet.
Y'all were complaining about a whole thing, about a whole missing outfit that wasn't even missing because it's an alternate option, because we know that people like OG looks for things, but y'all were over here talking about her body shapes and all this other stuff. The way that y'all will just sit here about every movie, every cartoon, every video game adaptation or whatever and be like, these women don't basically look naked with their clothes painted on. How dare you ruin an iconic character? Go the fuck home. Y'all are the kind of people who just don't deserve any good thing that the world has to offer, and that includes video games. But that being said, here for the whole cast of Street Fighter, the extra characters that they're going to add and everything else, I think is going to be a wonderful time. If y'all are into fighting games around that announcement, y'all ate so well this week.
You did. Really did.
So well. They were just like, let's just go ahead and make sure y'all have like everything on the platter and then some. Here's a complimentary charcuterie board to take home as well. Like they made sure that y'all were set well, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
The fuck beef they got with Cammy?
Cammy got the pants. And
Girl is sexy, man. What the fuck, bruh?
Yeah, instead of like the
Oh, look at my dude Rashito. Let's go.
Look at DJ.
Rashid out here living that motherfucker best life though, man. Okay, what the fuck's going on? Why does Akuma look like a fucking lion? Wow.
I mean, he's already a beast, so yeah, no.
Got Mexico in here.
I mean, the representation.
Got a sis in here.
Yeah, I like how Ken just looks like he just put things together. He looked like he put his outfit together to go pick up his kids, but then he had
he is giving off like big divorced dad energy right there.
like
Who?
like
Ken.
Ken looks like, oh yeah, I got to pick up the kids, but then I have to also like prepare for a battle of my life afterwards.
I can't stand y'all. It's the way that y'all literally said he's one of those gym bros that you see on Instagram who's just kind of like out here. I'm just out here fighting demons and people in the background like, I mean, wait, was the breakup bad, bro? Do you need a hug?
He going through some shit, man.
Like Ryu has changed because he has sandals on.
Ken look like he came over there to talk to Ryu. Like, man, like, yo, I can't believe she cleaned me out, man.
She took everything, man. She took everything. Luckily,
Ken, like, bro. I mean, Ryu, like, bro, like, dude, I'm just trying to send in this waterfall, man. Like,
luckily, my dad has 8 more houses, and I could just live in one of them because I'm rich. But I'm just sad. I know I can get my life together, but I'm just sad, bro.
I feel like we have 2 different people who would feel differently about the war going on over in Europe.
Yeah.
I feel like Zangief is only in Russia just because it's just where he was. And this is one of the fucking oligarchs that we're now sanctioning.
Yeah, Zangief is literally pile driving Ukrainian tanks right now.
No. I think that Zangief is for Ukraine. It's this motherfucker. It's this motherfucker right here.
Oh yeah.
That's the fucking oligarch.
I like how my man has an ascot and the outfit and vest and cape, but tennis shoes with no socks. My man looks like he runs Romefeller.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go with the fucking Gundam shit again.
I mean, you see it.
This motherfucker, he still looks like Putin would still whoop his ass though. That's the thing. This motherfucker's a Street Fighter, and Putin would still whoop his ass.
I wonder if we're gonna get G. We gotta get G. President G, the world president of Earth.
It's now just P for some reason.
Oh, that's P.
Because he pushing, apparently.
Yeah.
So let's see. I feel like... Okay, this dude got 2 flags. Trying to see anybody else is new here. Let's see. I think this is Thailand.
Ooh.
Dude here with the long ponytail.
No, that's not.
What's that flag?
Wait, who are we talking? Like, okay, here, give me a link to what y'all are talking about real quick, unless that's in the article.
I'm looking up that flag. Hong Kong.
Oh.
Yeah, Hong Kong.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
hold on, wait, what are y'all looking at? Where is it?
Hold on.
It's dude in the yellow with the long braid.
Here,
he's also not watching the stream. That's the thing.
Because I'm looking at the stream, and that's how I'm telling.
Oh, okay. Major, if you don't provide this link.
I did. It's in the chat now.
Where is it?
I just put it in there. It's in chat.
Okay. Ooh, okay. So I might be able to get you on these country flags. Where are we at?
Last one. So like we said, it was Hong Kong, but I think this is
all the way
Italy.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Between Mexico and France.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's not Mexico.
That is
oh no, that's Italy. Never
yeah, I was like, I think that's Italy. Because Mexico has the eagle in it.
Yeah, it's got the eagle.
But thank you for calling out France. That was the other one I was struggling with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the flag for Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I'm mad that
absolutely is.
Also, now that you said that, like you mixed up Mexico and Italy, I just now realized that they do literally have the same fucking flag, except Mexico has the eagle.
In the center.
Has the eagle sitting on a cactus eating a snake. Yeah. Yeah. Flag.
Now, if you're looking for a diverse group of characters in a video game, Street Fighter's got you covered.
Yeah.
Like,
Are there any flags that we're missing here?
No. I mean, what do you mean missing?
Were there any of them that you had questions about? I guess.
No. Well, I mean, not nation flags.
Oh wow. Okay. Someone actually has a Mexican flag. It's a little bit further up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I acknowledge that. Yeah, I did see. I did see there was somebody from Mexico here.
Yeah.
They do look exactly the same. That's hilarious.
Oh, nice. Like shout out to old man Dalsim. I wonder if he still got the little skulls around his neck.
Doesn't it looks like it a little bit?
Nope, it isn't.
Oh, it's not?
Yep, they're a pair of hands.
Oh.
That are like put together in like a meditative pose.
Oh no.
Which I think is really cool. Yeah. I love that we got like plenty of representation from some classics, but my personal favorite, just looking at everybody, is, you know something? I just understood that you were talking about, the divorce, the whole like divorce thing.
I pulled it back up because I knew you were gonna say something.
Yeah.
No, like I thought you were talking about, like you said Ken, but I was picturing Ryu. But looking at Ken, yo, this looks like
divorce.
It looks like he's upset because Snow got his part in Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at a picture of Snow from Final Fantasy 13 and tell me that I'm wrong.
Sir, you were a little too buff for the role. We need somebody a little bit scrawnier. Like you look like you can you look like you can take out God.
Yep, I see it.
We need somebody small.
Yep, I see it.
He looks like he's been like he was just like, I tried to retire from this life, but like I'm tired of driving for Uber, so we back in here, I guess. Like that's where we're at here.
Now he got some big Johnny Lawrence energy.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing though. Ken is rich, so it's like he's just like he's at his like beach house because he lost the house. He lost the house in the divorce.
So he's just like, I tried living like poor people and I can't do it anymore. I'm tired of that.
So this is Ken at his most Jack.
Right. He's basically a beach bum at this point.
Ken is cosplaying Jack Ken is cosplaying Jack Dorsey. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh God, not him sitting on the shores of South Africa, just being like, I have someone else to handle all of my monetary issues, and I have too much money to actually have an issue. It's fine.
Exactly that. But
I also want to talk about again the way that characters have aged.
Yeah,
is so great. Like the way that Chun-Li looks.
Yes.
Yes, you go ahead and serve me the. Listen, just because I don't fight doesn't mean I can't. Let's go ahead and be real clear about that.
Find her whole life.
I ain't always been saved now. Don't make me have to remind y'all. You can see that in the way that their movesets evolves and do extra things too. Like I love everything about it. Also, can we talk about like braids and hair textures and everything else? It's just nice.
Like she looked like somebody mama.
She either looks like somebody mom or somebody auntie. She's one of these two people.
Yes.
Find her whole life. Her whole life.
Cammy looks like, y'all, I was trying to just like have my little vacation over here and have like a little field trip, and y'all decide like while I was off base for a second and y'all had to act a damn fool, so now I'm back here again. Hate y'all.
Like damn, I like when Street Fighter 4 came out, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about like 3D, them putting them in 3D, but they've put in some work with these characters over the years. To like, I've never been more excited for fucking Street Fighter.
It's great. I am very pleased with this.
Oh my goodness, I am so fucking excited. Oh, let's see here. Alien Dark Descent was announced. Flashback 2. Apparently, this is a sequel to a game that came out decades ago. Witchfire was announced. Fort Solace Routine. The re-reveal. I think I read that game kind of went silent for a bit, and they finally brought it back. Outriders is getting some more content. Fall Guys goes free to play this month. Stormgate announced. Highwater announced. American Arcadia. Goat Simulator. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll say that one looked actually pretty interesting.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch these trailers again too. Like I really did myself a disservice and missed this. Goat Simulator 3 was announced.
Right.
They showed more of Marvel's Midnight Suns, Neon White, Midnight Fight Express. Got a release date. More Warframe content. Honkai Star Rail. Zenless Zone Zero. Release date trailer for TMNT Shredder's Revenge coming out June 16th, next week.
And it's coming out on Game Pass.
Well, Super People with a new trailer reveal. Humankind's coming out with some more DLC with cultures of Latin America. One Piece Odyssey, Soul Hackers, Metal Hellsinger, Nightingale, Saints Row. Oh, that comes out August 23rd. I thought that was 2023. I thought Saints Row was coming out next year, but it's coming out this year. I'll take that. I will take that. Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide Layers of Fears. Apparently this is Bloober taking all of their Layers of Fear games and just making it one?
All the layers.
All the layers of all the fears. Young says, I believe that TMNT will be the next third place game.
It will be.
Gotham Knights got a new trailer coming out on October 25th. The Quarry, which launches tomorrow. And The Last of Us Part 1 is coming to PS5 and PC.
I like how Sony is selling the community the same game over three generations.
And let's see here. I'm gonna pop this open because there is. Oh yeah, I saw that. So I'm gonna click this one. I'm gonna click this one. Hopefully the site won't restrict me because I am not signed into Twitter at the moment. Switch this back over. I'm going to start over here with the influencers. Let's see. We've got, this is from Devolver Digital. The Plucky Squire. Skate Story, which, that looks scary. Oh, no, I don't know if I want that. That looks scary. With music by Blood Cultures? Yeah, that definitely does not sound like, what? Angerfoot?
Angryfoot is funny just because Devolver likes to just make games that are just like, hey, we're right on the nose here.
And Cult of the Lamb. Now, this one I have seen before. I believe, yeah, this is like where like you make a you just start a cult. Like it looks cute as shit, but it's like it gets really fucking creepy.
Dark.
Yeah.
I looked at the back. I looked at some things on the trailer in the background, and I'm like, I know they didn't just do that. We're not gonna act like we didn't see that. I know we're not gonna do that. But I mean, I guess that's what we're doing. It's funny though. But yeah, kind of looking forward to that game, TBH.
Same to a degree, yeah.
And yeah, one more thing is something I noticed. Where the fuck was, I think it was on LinkedIn. Somebody posted something about this on LinkedIn and I went and tracked it down. So Mark Cuban of Dallas Maverick and Shark Tank fame.
Wait, did you say you tracked it down?
No, I was able to find the site because like they showed the screenshot of it, but they didn't like include the site or something like that. So I was able to kind of find it by just doing Google search just to make sure it was real. And the site pulled up for me. I didn't look up anything because, yeah, I was like, I'll come back to this and I forgot. So thank you for bringing this back up. But yeah, so Mark Cuban of Dallas Maverick and Shark Tank fame has started a new prescription drug website where he essentially just fucking cuts out the markup, like the middleman and the markup, and is willing to sell you the price of life-saving medicine at just above cost. Like,
that's awesome.
$417 for rizatriptan benzoate. I have no idea. Generic for Maxalt. $23.
Mm-hmm.
Generic for Abilify, $677.80, $6 through this site.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, Butrin luckily is not that expensive, but still, $21.99 or $21.90 for Wellbutrin, going for $5.70. So I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, yeah. So a lot of these must I've never heard of, but yeah, like, oh shit, whatever Gleevec is, $2,502.50, selling on his site for $14.40. What in the actual fuck?
Well, like, and this is the thing it's a lot like everything else. One of these things that we've said for a couple of years now on this show, especially right around the depth of things, right around May or June of 2020, is that a lot of the stuff that we see in terms of pricing and everything else is just, it's artificial. It's not real.
Yeah. I mean, if we
It's
learned
not real.
anything
Like,
from
it
Mark
doesn't-
Skrelly,
Yep.
which coincidentally this site launches as he gets out of prison.
Like, there's just a lot of things here about the way that the stuff is set up and how it costs and everything else, that sure, there's something to be said about price and supply and demand, but there is a lot of it at the price that is unnecessary. It's needless. It's just there to make extra money for people who could clearly benefit without it and be fine for like 5 generations and some change today with the money that they have. But when things are costing like 12 and 20 and 25 times as much as they need to, like, these price comparisons are ridiculous. I sent Major a tweet with this, and it had some screenshots that someone had looking for the site for how much it costed their local area versus how much they would be able to buy it from the website for. And there were some things that went from $250 to $14. There are things that cost like a couple of $1,000 that went down to 14.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, we were just looking at that just a second ago.
It's just when they tell you that America is just a hot mess in with a Gucci bag, it's exactly what we mean out here.
Yeah, sorry. Give me one second, because I'm looking up something. I do not know what the names of my minutes are. Well, I'm going to put some shit out there. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, we all know I'm suffering from depression. I'm going to look up this here. Deluxetine. Delayed release. Yep. Generic for Cymbalta. Retail price for my depression medication, $119.70. I can buy it for $4.20. Let's do the famous one. Let's do the famous one. You know, insulin. We're gonna look up insulin right now.
Isn't that in one of the, hold on, let me see if that's in one of those screenshots. Because
If it is, I don't recognize it. And it does not look like Novolog is a part of it. Let's see. Do I have another one? Let's see. Tresiba. What is the generic for? There is a generic name for that damn Novolog. No, the generic name is fucking Novolog, but apparently, yeah, they're not selling insulin. And it might be because of the fact, too, it may be harder to send vials of insulin back and forth, which, you know, I get it. $119 per pill. I think it's for a bottle. Damn it, I forgot what the fuck it was called. I tried to type it just based off memory, but no, I'm fucking trash at that. There it goes. Cymbalta. Yeah, that's for a bottle. So like 20 milligrams at 30 count is 420. Now for me, I do a 60 milligram. So yeah, 480 for 60 milligram. Now I'm wondering about this one too. Okay, I would not blame them for not being able to sell like Adderall. Look, I mean, Ruin, you were not wrong though. I mean, for real. Like, of all the billionaires we have in this world, like Mark Cuban, I may not like him because he was the owner of the Spurs, but that's what the only reason why I did not like him. Just because he was a loudmouth, big money man who owned the Spurs. And they were always going against my Sacramento Kings, and they would beat them. And I was very jealous of Dirk Nowitzki because he was a 7-foot tall man that could shoot threes. It did not make any sense. It was not natural. It wasn't fair. But outside of that, Mark Cuban isn't. I think he's the loudmouth CEO that I would go behind. Mainly because he's just not a fucking incel like damn what's his face? But let's wrap this up. One last thing, and it. What? No, none of that, Ruin. I'm gonna end this up, and then I'm gonna take another break, and then we're gonna do an outro, because fuck these ads. For the price of one AAA game, you can get hundreds of queer indies in this bundle, and this is a part of deals. Going to itch.io, you can get the Queer Games Bundle 2022 with over 500 items, 374 of which are video games, including A Mortician's Tale, A Day of Maintenance, and 2064 read-only memories. Remember, you go to Queer Games Bundle 2022's itch.io page where you can pick this up right now. Now, of course, again, like I said, we're going to take another 30-second break. We'll be right back with the end of the show. I hate ads. I hate ads. I hate the ads. Look at RTX voice just blocking out all the claps. Well, at least the camera didn't freeze this week. Just literally everything else is crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe after a reboot, everything kind of settles down. We'll be okay, but... And we're back with the tail end of Tech Talk Thursdays. That has been the news, the nugs of the week. Surprisingly, for a couple of weeks, I've not heard much Twitch news. There have been small things, but nothing groundbreaking, nothing earth-shattering, and I guess no news is good news when it comes to Twitch. With all that being said, Sid, what you got going on this week?
We're going to go pick up keys.
Hey.
And then this weekend, my city has a pride parade, which I will be involved in because of work things. So that's happening, and excuse me, and we're doing some writing.
Ooh, fancy. Kev.
Yeah, that's what's going on. That's about it.
Alrighty. Kev,
Yes, sir.
what do you got going on this week?
Well, this weekend's my mama's birthday.
Happy
got that.
birthday, mama. Happy
Yep.
birthday, mama.
At some point, at some point when I like move to this place and I break out my guitar, we'll be able to have like musical accompaniment for these things.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice. Looking forward to that. So yeah, my mom's birthday this weekend, so I'm gonna be like running around with her tomorrow, probably Saturday, and then probably gonna relax at home and then make some dinner and drop off some of her presents and whatnot. So gonna be a nice little weekend roaming around. Next week, that's when the Steam Next Fest is, so there's gonna be a lot of demos. Like, thank you, Jerry. So it's gonna be a bunch of me trying hard as I can to make demo videos over the week, 'cause I got like 2 or 3 demos before next week to do anyway. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a slobber knocker. It's gonna be a bit of a slobber knocker, and you know, and then of course continuing Operation Taking Back My Life. That's always been in play. Just keeping productive, keeping busy, productive, but not too busy, and also kind of taking time to rest and find the joy where I can find it, and probably playing Shredder's Revenge next week. Got my hands on a really awesome puzzle game called Freshly Frosted. Gonna be trying to see if I can squeeze in some time tomorrow night to stream that. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Dope. So I just realized we have 4 weeks of shows this month. Or 4 weeks of podcasts. Because we got 5 weeks this week, which means that 5th week will be our Tech Talk Thursdays. So eventually we'll work off that podcast debt we owe.
Yeah.
It might be. Or y'all are gonna be out here hanging out and vibing. Depending on how that day goes, I may or may not be here for that.
Well,
I will keep y'all posted, because that's the thing is, that day is literally the last day of my lease in the place that we're currently filming from.
ooh. Well, that leads me into more of what I'll hopefully be doing this week, which is actually digging through the asset files that Anka provided me and figuring out how to make new overlays. If not, she gave me permission to crawl back to her and say, please, can you do this for me? But I'm trying not to bother her. I am trying to figure it out. I'm gonna be a big boy. I'm gonna figure out Photoshop and After Effects by myself, but mainly just Photoshop. The nice animated, as you can see, since we've been the 3-person crew, we have not had the animated thing because After Effects looks so fucking complicated for me. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. That's another thing. So yeah, hopefully do some more overlays. We are working on getting a guest into the show, which is why I am actually doing it. But if I need to make a 2-person overlay, which is something we've been kind of needing for a bit for the times where Sin does disappear, but haven't had yet. I'm going to try to work on that, get that done too. No promises, but we'll see. The 4-person one is going to be easy with the special guest because that already exists. I just need to change a name. On top of that, more directly involved with next week, not tomorrow, but Saturday, I'm actually doing my first doing my first change in production at work. So I get up and, log into a computer at 10 a.m. and change a couple of certificates and contribute to my team because that's cool and awesome and I like doing it. So I'm really excited about this. Sunday, I will probably, and again, no promises, but I'm really hoping I can, do a co-stream of the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. Just so I can just generate some content. Hopefully the PC will be done by then, getting more software and stuff installed and make sure everything's a little bit more stable than it was for this show. Which even in 2, it wasn't that bad considering the OS has only been on this computer for like 24 hours. I want to say that's it because the next big thing I've got planned will happen after next week's show. So I think that's it. Yeah, just more chilling around, just chilling. Trying to install some monitoring software on servers that way I can kind of keep track of what's going on with all my machines without having to be logged into them. So
While you're restoring backup data.
Oh, that's right. And I forgot to mention that in what happened this week. Give us a spoiler. A spoiler for what? What are we spoiling? While you let me know what I'm supposed to be spoiling, I'll go into this. Yes. So when I reinstalled Windows 10 onto my PC this past week, I thought I had unplugged all of my hard drives. I did not, and then unfortunately deleted my 10 terabyte cold storage drive. Apparently, unlike Linux, when you make changes in a menu, it does not apply, like in Linux, it does not apply these changes immediately. Unfortunately, Windows does. And when you click delete, that shit's gone. You can exit out the installer, reboot the machine. That fucking drive is still gone. So, yeah, I need to reach out to Backblaze. Like, I already know what the process is to be able to get huge storage restored back. So I need to reach out to them, see if I can get those drives, so I can go ahead and restore that data. Unfortunately, it's going to cost me about $200 at least to get it done. But the thing is, with that, once I return the drives back to them, they will refund me my money. So that's always a good thing. But yeah, spending $200 just to get the data back, it sucks. But here we are. I made a mistake. I was being lazy. I could have gotten to it, but my GPU was in the way of the SATA ports I didn't see. So yeah, if I did all the due diligence, I probably would have not had this done. But here we are. This is the life I live now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything's back, chilling, cool. Yeah, hopefully I will see you all on Sunday. And again, Kev, Sinziak, if y'all wanting to join to do some co-streaming, the door is open. You're more than welcome to join.
I'll pull up.
Made his head, he gonna leave the door open.
Not blaming on the 3080 Ti. I mean, it was in the way. The 3080 Ti was in the way, and I was like, I could move you, but then I would have to put you back. I'm gonna tell you something. I actually unplugged the 3080 Ti from power, but was like, I don't feel like moving this graphics card, only to take out 2 cables and put the graphics card back in, because I can't use, like with the Ryzen 7s and above, there's no APU, like they're not APUs, so there's no video component. Like my computer will be useless. So I was like, I could do that, but also, I could just be careful and hope that my 10 terabyte isn't the one that's plugged in, but it was, and I paid the price for that. So yeah. Anywho, yeah, again, so hopefully see you all on Sunday for the Microsoft and Bethesda showcase, and then of course we'll be back Thursday.
We'll be back on Thursday to talk about how completely irrelevant E3 is and additional tech nugs.
I mean, okay. I want to say something about that too. Glad you brought it up.
Do you want to say that now, or do you want to say that next Thursday?
No, I want to say it now about the irrelevance of E3, because I have now missed 2, if not 3 events already. At least during E3, when everybody was participating, there was a specific time they were being advertised on all the gaming sites when these events were happening, and just everyone smacking your face. Because that's not happening anymore, because E3 isn't happening, there isn't that dedicated site to say, hey, this is where you can find these events, or multiple sites that you can go to. I'm pretty sure if I went to the GameAwards.com, I'm pretty sure Jeff Keighley's got his shit in a row. But it seems like it's a jumbled mess, and like I'd have to pay attention or subscribe to a calendar or something, put that on my Google Calendar, which I have not had to do before. Mm-hmm. To where it's like, yeah, I would have preferred if there was an E3, because then I know for like 3 days I can sit and have like a YouTube channel, like youtube.com/E3 up, or youtube.com/GameSpot, and they would have the events just streaming on their YouTube live stream or their Twitch live stream. I wouldn't have to go find it in 50 million places and have to remember when those events were. And yeah, so like E3 may be irrelevant, may be easier for a lot of people, especially for the companies involved. But yeah, for me and just my attention, yeah, I'd appreciate it in one block. That way I can just, all right, this block is E3. Once E3 is over, I don't have to focus on this anymore. It's like WWDC. There's a WWDC block, focus on it, and then no more. Google I/O, no more. E3, no more. Gamescom, no more.
Sense.
But that's just me. I realize that I do miss E3. I never thought I would say that. I get that it's impractical, but I don't know. Why don't companies just work together and just schedule all of their events just in the week of E3? Like, if we will call it Summer Games Fest, like, make that a week, not a whole fucking season. Don't spread it out over months. Just make it a week. Come on, Jeff Keighley. What are you doing?
So basically, you want a golden week, but for video games?
Yes. Yes, that's what I want. Or, as it was called, E3. On that note, it's time to say so long. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week's episode of Tech Talk Thursday for June 9th, 2022. Of course, if you're watching the live stream and you would like to catch the archives, majors.house/TTT is where you want to go, or youtube.com/MajorLinux and click on the Tech Talk Thursdays playlist. Of course, if you're watching the archives, you can catch us live at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time or thereabout, depending on what the fuck's happening with my PC that day. On Thursdays, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Major Linux to be a part of the live audience. Again, definitely tune in. If you are listening before Sunday, tune in Sunday, twitch.tv/Major Linux. I don't know what time. Does anybody know what the Xbox Bethesda event is?
No, but let's find out.
Yeah,
think
so let's
one.
do that.
think
Bethesda
one-
Showcase 2022.
The 12th.
The 12th.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, what time?
Wait.
10 a.m. Pacific, so that's 1 p.m.
One
Eastern.
here.
Yeah, I think I can pull up with y'all.
Oh, look. There's a little button right there on the website that says, hey, if you want to add that to your calendar, you can do that.
Oh, wow. There is. Add to count. But of course you would send me an ICS file. I'll have to do this later. I don't have any calendars set up on my desktop right now. So I'll move this over to the Linux box. I can put it in Thunderbird or something. But yes, June 12th. I would say show about 12:30. 12:30. We can talk about some things, see what's going on. I'm pretty sure there's some pre Microsoft stuff we could talk about. Some pre Tech Talk Thursday stuff we can talk about.
Okay, sorry, I have to call this out. Not the Xbox bling at the bottom of that website page. Major, please.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. I don't want to sign into my Instagram right now. I just want this big.
Oh, look at that Master Chief.
The drip, baby. The drip. There we go. That'll work. Just make it big like that. I think I found our thumbnail. I think I found the thumbnail. Hopefully there's a higher res version of this image somewhere on the internet.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, that's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world, watching any stream in the world. You could have been playing the game yourself, but boy.
Wait.
What?
I have seen miracles in my lifetime, apparently. Wendy's has a strawberry frosty now.
Yes.
It's about damn time.
Please
Boy,
continue.
Kev, your camera is glitching out something fierce. It's freaking me out, man. It is freaking me out.
E-Bombay.
Bombay.
Oh, it's freaking me out. I gotta go.
Bombay.
I'll see y'all later. We're going. Bye.
Wakanda forever.